Hello CIS scholars, how are you all? I hope you all are safe and healthy. I, Yogita Singh, your English educator. Scholars, we already finished three chapters from our grammar and students book. So today I am going to start chapter 3, Owls in the Family, from World Around Us, means from our workbook. Okay? Scholars, in your workbook there is worksheets, right? So first worksheet, in first worksheet instructions are given. Some instructions are given that is related to craft work, and by doing that you can make craft or owl. Okay, so that you have to do by yourself. It's not compulsory, but it's very creative and interesting type, so you can do. If materials are available at home, you can do it by yourself. Okay, scholars, so your second worksheet is related with idioms. Okay, so what are idioms? A set of expression of two or more words that means something other than the literal meaning of its individual words. Means, scholar, that there will be one group of words, but the words which are present in that group, whatever meanings are there, they will not show that same meaning. Okay, there will be some different meaning. For example, it's very easy, but you have to understand first. So for example, let's see. First idiom, here I wrote, there are many idioms in English language. Okay, it's difficult to remember all, but the interesting ones you can always keep on your thumbs. Put on your thinking caps. Here, this is one idiom. By this idiom, what you can think, that someone is asking you to wear your thinking caps, right? By the word we can get that meaning, that put on your thinking caps. But the meaning is totally different from the words which are given in the idiom. Okay, what is the meaning of this idiom? Ask to find an idea or solve a problem by thinking about it. Okay, put on your thinking caps means ask to find an idea or solve a problem by thinking about it. So the meaning is totally different from this group of words. So this group of words can be called as idiom, but they are showing some different meaning. Okay, meanings are not related with these words. So this is called as idiom. Okay, for example, here is this week's quiz. It's time to put your thinking caps on. Okay, we can say if there will be one quiz competition in your school, so you can say to your friends that it's time to put your thinking caps on. Why? Because there is time to solve problems, to solve quiz, or to give some idea related to that quiz. Okay, let's see one more example. Sell like hot cakes. Hot cakes, right? Sell like hot cakes. Hot cakes are very yummy, right? No, but this is one idiom, and here the meaning of this idiom is totally different. Here we are not talking about any cake, we are not talking about any sell. What is the meaning? Be extremely popular or in demand. Whatever in demand, whatever is trendy at that time, that can be called as sell like hot cakes. For example, I think last year there was one film related to Avengers. So for that, and that was very interesting film for kids, right? So we can say that that Avengers film was sell like hot cakes. It was very popular at that time, no? So we can say like that. See one example. John says that the new cars are selling like hotcakes. Means new cars are in demand, are very popular. So what John says? John says that the new cars are selling like hotcakes. These are very popular. Okay, understood? So on the basis of this, you have to solve worksheet 2. In worksheet 2, some idioms are given. Let's see. Yes, worksheet 2. Here two exercise is there. In first, use the correct sentence or phrase endings from the box to complete the idioms related to animals. Here some idioms are there which you have to complete, and all idioms are related to animals. Here options are also there. By seeing these options, you have to complete it. A leopard cannot dash. What you have to do? You have to write something, some phrase or some words from here, from option box, by which you can make one idiom, but the meaning of that idiom will be different. So what can we write? I am writing here, a leopard cannot change its spot. So what is the meaning of this idiom? That a person cannot change his basic nature. Okay, you have to learn these idioms or meaning of this idiom. A leopard cannot change its spot means a person cannot change his basic nature. Okay, second one is birds of a feather. Birds of a feather, what will come here? Birds of a feather flock together. Okay, birds of a feather flock together. What is the meaning of this idiom? People with same interests are friends. Suppose that you like to play badminton or you like to play football, and your friend also like to play football or badminton, means you both are having same interest, so you can be friends, right? So you can use this idiom for yourself, that birds of a feather flock together. Okay, so in this way you have to do rest 3 by yourself. You will get hints from here, or you will get helping phrase from here. So you have to do rest 3 idioms by yourself. Okay, next exercise. Now match the idioms with their meanings. What you have to do? Idioms are there and complete idioms are written here, and here you have to find meanings of that. Okay, which idioms are here? Whatever idioms are given in exercise A, which we are completing here, the same idioms are given in B exercise, but here you have to match these idioms with their meanings. Okay, first one, which I told you, a leopard cannot change its spot. Is it possible to change their spots? For leopard it is possible? No, they can't, because it's natural, it's given by God, so they cannot change it. So here we can match it. A person cannot change his basic nature. Okay, then second one, birds of a feather flock together, means people with same interests are friends. Okay, scholars, the rest of the 3 idioms you have to match with their meanings by themselves. You just start, try, and you can do. Okay, next is worksheet 3. Here, if you will remember, in our previous video, in grammar video, I explained you about subject and predicate, right? About the subject and predicate. So here you have to circle the subject and underline the predicate. So what is subject? Noun. Noun part is subject. And what is predicate? The part of the sentence which carry verb can be called as predicate. So here in first sentence, the children played in the park. Who played? Who played? The children. So the children will be the subject. And what is action word here? Played. What is verb here? Played in the park. So the rest part, which is carrying verb or action word with itself, can be called as predicate. Okay, in next sentence, Gina and Kate are studying. Who are studying? Who are studying? Here we will ask question and the answer will be the subject. Gina and Kate are studying. So Gina and Kate are studying. Gina and Kate will be the subject. And action word, which part is carrying action word? Second part, studying. Are is helping verb. Okay, so are studying can be called as predicate. So in the same manner you have to do for the rest of the sentence. What you have to do, you have to circle the subject and underline the predicate. Okay scholars, then next exercise B, give suitable subjects or predicates for these sentences. This you can do by yourself, by your own thinking. There is no any particular rule for this. Okay, but what you have to remember, if you are putting subject, then it should be noun. If you are putting predicate, predicate should carry verb with itself. Okay, first I am writing here, dash don't have to wait for me. You don't have to wait for me. You can carry on. You should not wait for me. Okay, like that. Second, I dash, I am going to school by bus. Okay, you can write any other predicate also. In first sentence, you is subject and don't have to wait for me is predicate. And in second sentence, I is subject and am going to school by bus is predicate, because going is verb, am is helping verb, and this part is carrying verb. So this part can be called as predicate. Okay, so rest of the sentence you have to do by yourself. You can write whatever you want, but you have to be careful that whether you are writing predicate or subject. Okay, like in third sentence you have to write predicate, in fourth you have to write predicate, in fifth you have to write subject, like this. Okay, okay scholars, so let's move to next sheet. Worksheet 4. Find the meaning of the highlighted word as they appear in these sentences. Use a dictionary if required. So this you can do with the help of dictionary. What you have to do, you have to simply search meaning of the highlighted word. Like here, unpleasant is highlighted. Her behavior was extremely unpleasant this morning. Unpleasant this morning. Unpleasant means pleasant, opposite of pleasant. Pleasant means nice, unpleasant means not nice. So what we can write? Unfriendly and inconsiderate, or we can say rude. Her behavior was extremely rude this morning, or her behavior was not nice this morning. Okay, okay, then second one is, there was an enormous traffic jam at the toll plaza in the main city. Which one is highlighted word? Enormous. There was an enormous traffic jam. So what meaning we are getting here? Enormous means too much, right? Means if there should be rush or too much traffic jam. So what we can write? That very extensive. There was an very extensive traffic jam at the toll plaza in the main city. So in the same manner you have to find out meanings of highlighted word from the dictionary. Okay, now here you have to write, your best friend is not feeling well. She has not been coming to school for a week. Write a letter to him or her. So what you have to write? You have to write a letter. To whom? To your friend. So what you have to do, scholars, what you will ask if anyone is not coming to school? You will write dear friend. Okay, but before that you have to mention place. What you have to mention? Place, from where you are writing this letter. Suppose that I am writing this letter from Surat, so I will write Surat. Then I will write date, as today is 6th July, I will write 6th July. Okay, so like that you can mention. Then you can write your friend's name, dear whatever, dear Adi, dear Vaibhav, whatever you can write. And after that what you can ask? How she is feeling. Hints are given. With the help of these hints you have to write one letter. It's very interesting job, I think, so you have to do it by yourself. Okay, okay scholars, In next video we will start something new. Till that time, take care. Bye bye.